think I'm sending a message out into the ether, and then the ether responded.
With aggression too.
And I can do it. Now I'm not too old to do it. We got
some people
inside
call
the
that
gym.
nosy as fuck.
Oh God, here's Claire. What is she gonna tell me to do now?
Every day you said, I'm old, and I said, shut the hell up.
That's a really good question.
We have Trey Wildblood here with us. You've been here for 2 years. You walked in the gym just like any regular guy, not really knowing what you wanted, but wanted to feel different. So tell me, like, what made you walk through the doors of our gym? Because we're not that easy to find.
Well, I think I started off kind of stalking you on Instagram, quietly behind the scenes. I think you were posted in a few pictures with and tagged with Dustin Poirier. I'm a big MMA fan, have been for a long time, and I don't know. After watching your videos for a few weeks, I think I sent you a DM about I wish I had the accountability and the mindset, to make my things happen, and you responded in like 10 minutes. So it was like,
I probably said something crazy too, which is the funny part.
It was like, oh, well, this is real. I didn't, I just think I'm sending a message out into the ether, and then the ether responded.
It will. So with aggression too.
Yeah, it was maybe a little aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't believe you found the picture through Dustin. I would say I love Dustin, but I don't at the same time, because he's willing to choke me unconscious, even if I can't tap.
Yeah,
so
that's how he pays the bills,
Yeah. So I'm a big fan, but save me a little bit sometimes.
Get it once for me, bud.
My favorite was we went to an open mat, and he was supporting that fundraiser we did for the Faith House, which we do a Faith House fundraiser every year, and Dustin asks how he can help, and he choked me out, almost passed out, and then he proceeded to give me a check the next week for $5,000. So I'll get choked any day if that's what comes out of it.
I'm in on that. Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah.
But do you remember the first time you came in to work out?
Yeah, you told me the slots you had available, and I said 5 a.m. was my time. I'm an early riser. Even when I wasn't getting up and going to work out, I was still going to be awake drinking coffee or something. But yeah, I walked in. There was only a couple of people here, and we started stretching, and you realized one of your guys hadn't showed up yet. So phone call started immediately. And on the third time, he picked up, and you said, "Where the hell are you at?" And he explained he was having explosive diarrhea and couldn't make it into the gym this morning. So you kind of accepted that answer and told him to hurry up and get in when he could.
I mean,
but yeah, that was my first introduction to you and Ignite Fitness.
And then you decided this is perfect, and then you signed up. You said, "Let me commit.
This is my jam. Let's do it."
Yeah. All right. Well, you're clearly way different now than you were 2 years ago. How would that guy, that version, react to who you are like today, sitting right here on a podcast that's going to be on the internet?
Yeah, that guy would be dumbfounded at the strides I've made in the 2 years since I've been here. I think he'd be very impressed, and probably not even think it was really possible, But
yeah.
I've come a long ways. I walked through the doors. I was 280 pounds, maybe 285 or something, and we just went to work,
Yeah, you wore that shirt the other day, and I said, "Man, that shirt's too big." And you said, "It used to not even fit me."
Yeah, that shirt's about 2 years old, and it's only been hanging in the closet because it
crazy.
Didn't fit.
And now it doesn't fit you again, but like it's way too big.
It doesn't fit me the opposite way.
You're gonna have to use it as like a tablecloth.
Right.
Okay, cool. When did you realize this wasn't just about like training, but it's about creating a lifestyle for you and your wife and like your parents, because now you're coaching them, so that's super important.
Yeah, I would say about 2 or 3 months in, I realized this gym is not just showing up for an hour and you having some exercise for us to do and running through it. You would ask us about what we did the night before, what we did the weekend before, what we were eating, what we were doing with our other time. We get text messages on the days off like, "Hey, it's pretty outside. Why don't you go for a walk?" Just the accountability outside of the gym as well as what we got inside the gym.
Some people call that nosy as fuck. Is what some people call that in your business.
It could be construed as that way, but when you realize what the meaning behind the message is, it's not like, "Oh God, here's Claire. What is she going to tell me to do now?"
Well, now you're a coach. Now you get to do that.
Yeah, yeah, I do get to do that.
You do
don't
get to
I?
do that.
Yeah, I need
So
to start sending those out.
you do need to start sending them out. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny how you became a coach because you just slid up on our apply here and you with a gasping face, and I said, "Are you going to apply?"
Yeah,
And you did. Are you proud of yourself for putting that video we requested out there into the world for us to see? It's very heartfelt. We all cried. I just want you to know we all cried at it.
I'm very impressed with myself for actually doing that. And if I had known that everybody was going to see that,
I say everybody,
probably would
you want to
not
see
have
this
sent
video of
that.
Trey Wildblood? And they all say, of course I want to. People love you. They're big fans.
Well, man, I'm fans of theirs too. It's a good place to be. But no, I never would have thought that. It was a joke. It started off as a joke. I sent the emoji, just going like, oh, who we hiring people, or y'all are hiring people, whatever. And then you asked if I wanted to apply, and I was like, well, shit, if she's asking me to do that, maybe she thinks I can really do it.
I think we currently employ 9 coaches.
That's amazing.
In a small business, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So, you should know by now, if you put anything into the world with me, I'm going to push you to do it.
This is a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. So how has coaching changed the way you've approached your own training just in the past 2 months?
I try not to give you as much shit during the hour where you're coaching me, because then I realize that it's kind of detrimental to the other members that are in there too. But it's just in a joking way. But coming to coach, I mean, I've only been doing it 6 or 7 weeks now, but it makes me think a lot more and realize how much programming actually goes in. They all have. It's not just some random things you thought about, oh, hey, why don't we do leg raises this time or whatever, it all has a purpose. And then when you explain something like, hey, remember all those hip thrusters we did the last set? Now your deadlift's going to be stronger.
Exactly.
And they are.
They are. That's super cool.
The science behind it is very impressive. You're not just chat GPT and some,
no, definitely
hey,
not.
What are these donkeys going to do this week? It's very mindful programming, and it shows, and it works into your everyday life and functional strength.
Yeah.
Which is very impressive.
One of the most hated things by good coaches is that people say, hey, can you send me a workout to do? Getting fitter is so much more than just writing a workout. It's progressive, it's intentional, it has so much to go into it. And I think about it imagine what type of intention it would take to create a full farm that would sustain your whole family. The succession plans for your garden, making sure all your animals are fed from the things you're growing, and also bartering. So without the intentionality of things that are important, it's not fruitful. And so I like to think about it this is our life, and intentionality depends on what I give to people. And so I'll put as much pressure as the livelihood of my family if I lived on a farm that had to be self-sustained. Which seems crazy, but it works, clearly. So
yeah,
it sounds intense because I'm intense.
I mean, before I came here, I worked out in the gym. Nothing very consistent, but that was all I would do. Was Google a bro split, and I would
arm day.
Exactly, 6 days a week, and that would work for about 3 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of this, and then I'll not go to the gym for 6 weeks.
And now you lift.
Yeah, bro split.
And now you lift how many times?
I lift 3 times a week.
And how fit are you now compared to 10 years ago?
I'm 49 now, and I would beat the shit out of 39-year-old Trey quite easily.
Easily, without even training any fight. You would just automatically
it'd be an ass whipping coming.
I like that. Okay. Well, what belief did you have about yourself that you've outgrown since being in the gym here?
Belief-wise, that's a really good question. Yeah, just that I can do it. Now, I'm not too old to do it, because that was...
Every day you said, I'm old. And I said, shut the hell up.
6 weeks, probably
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Probably the first year.
You saying, hey, you can lift that. I'm like, I'm almost 50 years old. I'm not lifting that. And
not accepting it.
she was right. It turns out I could do that.
I mean, you could. And now you're running.
I know. Yeah, I run.
3 times a week.
Run 3 days a week, yeah.
Those guys don't even think that you're 50 in that run group. I'm sure they think you're in your late 30s.
Huh?
I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
No one knows you're 50.
Well, because I'm not. I'm 49.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But okay, cool. What's something you hold the line on now that you used to just slide by and slip by you?
Definitely my diet. Yeah, I got a meal plan from you early on, and I'd stick to it here, there, a little bit there, and and then when you don't see the results you're looking for, you're just like, well, why would I do that? I'll just go back to my Ben and Jerry's and stuff, But
Not the Ben and
I was still
Jerry's.
working out, but I wasn't seeing the progress I needed to see, because it all just goes together, and not just Monday through Friday, Sunday to Monday, or I'm sorry, Monday to Sunday.
Speaking of, I'll ask a question. You started adding carbs in, even you've been reluctant. Have you magically gained a bunch of body fat?
I have gained 0 body fat.
How has your
since then,
performance been
and
since then?
I ran my first 10K yesterday morning, just by myself. Nobody was chasing me or nothing.
Nobody.
I just woke up and I ran 4 miles, and I said I can turn around and go home, or right when I get home it'll be 4 miles. But no, instead I just made an extra loop around Foster Park and ended up running my first 6K, or
That's
I'm sorry,
awesome.
10K yesterday morning. So I was pretty excited about that.
So talking about running, there was I think 3 months ago, you said, hey, I need help to a new run goal. Send me a new race. And I said, why? Well, so I can stay focused. And my response to you was, why do you need a new goal in order to stay focused and do the basic necessities for the life that you built? You remember that?
Yeah, because it's definitely not the answer I was expecting. I was expecting a link to another Spartan race
To now
somewhere.
a full marathon.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a turnaround on me, which you're very good at, by the way. You're just like, well, why do you got to do this when you can still do that?
It's called chess.
Yeah, I'm playing checkers still, yeah. But yeah, you're the grand wizard chess over there.
I actually cannot play chess, but
Yeah, me neither. I know what the pieces do, but
I don't even know
not
that.
going to win anything.
But now you're crushing it without any goal in sight other than just keep showing up, which is something most people cannot do because they're so used to always needing dopamine to drive them forward. How do you think that shaped the way that you approach your relationships and your time with your family and all the hobbies that you have?
Yeah, kind of a focus thing, I guess. It's like I know what I need to do, allot that time for it, and then the rest is my time. Whether it's I got bowling tonight, yeah, I'm in a bowling league. I'm going to the state bowling tournament this weekend, but I've already got my run planned out for Saturday morning. Just got the Airbnb. I know we're running around Shreveport, try not to get shot.
And you could take all that focus that you were putting towards a run goal that won't push the needle forward right now, and put it towards the things that matter instead of burning out.
It's like a mind shift kind of thing. It's like, why do I have to do that? Just focus on being a better person, 1% every day, being a better human. It doesn't have to be about dropping another pant size, or running a half marathon, I mean, eventually I'll get there, but it doesn't have to be my main focus,
No, we have so much life left to live.
Correct, yeah.
So if someone only saw your results, what behind the scenes struggles would you want them to know and prepare for?
I mean, struggle-wise, it's not easy. I still get up. I don't get up every morning wanting to go run a 10K,
You don't wake up wanting to see me at 5 o'clock in the morning.
It's not the worst part of my day, I still have to go to work after it, but and work's not bad.
I'll edit that part out.
Yeah. I mean, it's work, nobody loves work, but we all got to pay the bills. But as far as struggles, just everybody, no matter, I mean, I'm sure you have the same days, you get the don't wants, but you feel so, I think I texted you one morning and said, I've never felt as bad leaving the gym as I felt going to the gym.
Right.
So even when you don't want, just get up and go do it. It's not that bad, because when you leave, you're like, I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, they say that the heart of showing up and the heart of sitting in regret are exactly the same. Except the regret and shame doesn't get you anywhere moving forward.
No, yeah. Self-loathing does nothing.
No.
I can attest to that,
I'm sure we all can.
Absolutely.
We all find a way to sit in it.
I'm not alone in it for sure.
No.
But it's always better just to get it done. Because, I mean, it's not that bad.
What's a shift in a mindset perspective that you wish you would have gotten sooner in your life?
That I'm not just doing this to enjoy what I see in the mirror. I've also had medical benefits from it too, my blood pressure medicine is almost at 0 now. I had to drop my
you're the third
medication.
person this summer after 2 years. You have other people in 2 years, they've all stopped their blood pressure medicine.
I'm not completely off of
You're
it yet,
almost there, though.
It's hereditary.
we're gonna get there.
But
We're gonna get there.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Because even my doctor told me in my last one, he's like, "You're really close to getting off of this," you know. So he told me I have to monitor it myself, you know, because I knew. I don't know, maybe a year ago, I was like, I'm lightheaded all the time, except my dosage is too high, you know.
Well, I think adding those carbohydrates back in and increasing your fitness is going to help a ton.
Yeah,
And we're on the edge for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's coming.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. It's
For
going to be
sure.
crazy for you to. You're probably going to hit 50 and then be like off of blood pressure. You're going to be like,
Yeah.
how is this possible? Or aging
Yeah.
in reverse. It makes no sense. How do you keep the fire lit now that you've made it to the other side? Like you're very different now, completely different.
Absolutely. I just focus on like other people, you know, like I mean, other people haven't seen me in a while or something. They're like, holy crap, well, you know, what are you doing? You look really good, you know, and I just tell them, you know, it's just diet and exercise, you know, just consistency is going to be the main thing there. It's just staying consistent with it, but knowing that I'm helping other people just by looking at me, you know, that just means a lot, you know. My wife's on her journey as well too, you know, so I know if I show up and go, she's going to do the same thing. She's out there working out right now.
Right. Yeah, most of the time what happens with couples, if one quits, the other also quits. And there was a point where she had to take a break, but you kept going even though it was not convenient at all. You had to wake up earlier than her, and then she had a different schedule than you, and you guys didn't get to see each other as much, but you knew how important it was to show up for the people around you, and I think people don't give that enough credit.
Yeah, we both had surgeries, kind of major surgeries, 2 weeks apart. You know, I had my shoulder redone, I had 2 tears, and my rotator cuff and my bicep was separated from my shoulder.
You want to tell them how that happened?
Oh, you know, just being hurt at the gym and not telling your coach when you're hurt, and just keep trying to power through it like a lunkhead.
I think they call that gaslighting yourself these days.
I'm like Gen X. That's not really a term that we're familiar with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was totally gaslighting myself and just thinking I could work through it. But that's not a good idea.
No.
It's not a good
now
idea
you're getting
at all.
stronger than before.
Yeah, that's coming back around. But I also knew, I think I came back to the gym about a month after my surgery. I was still in my sling and just doing everything one arm that I could. Because in my head, it's like, if I don't get back in there quick, I'm going to lose my drive. So I'll show up one arm, do what I can do. And
It's also you have 2 legs, core, and another arm.
yeah, I'm not just trying to win arm wrestling contests. You know, I got other limbs that can use some work too. So.
Yeah, they could. Okay, what are you chasing next right now in your life and training, and what are you looking forward to?
I want to be a better coach. I want to, like I said earlier, I was talking about, I want to just be an example to people, to show that even elder people, such as myself, there's not a line to where you have to stop working out, or where it's too late. It's never too late to get going in it.
Never.
Because I dabbled in it for years in my 40s, you know, in my early 40s and stuff, but I didn't get serious until, you know, 46, 47-ish, you know. So I'm in the best shape of my life at 49 years old.
It's pretty wild.
Which is crazy to say and think about, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was the guy that runs the Southside Runner group this week that was talking about just put it in low gear and just be consistent and you'll get better. So everyone wants to put their foot all the way down and hope for the best so it ends faster. Fun news, it never ends, and it never ends. You're going to keep doing it forever, and the sooner you accept that, the easier your life's going to get.
That's Anthony Rogers. He's a monster, and shout out to him, man. You're awesome.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
that's
like,
his
are we
name.
talking about like a Major League Baseball player? That sounds
No,
like a
no,
baseball
that's
player.
the guy who,
Anthony Rogers?
Yeah,
At bat. Tell me that doesn't sound on the Southside Runners team.
And I mean, he probably could have played professional sports. That dude is
Oh.
an athlete.
When he said, "Oh, you guys might be running faster than me today. Just go up. I'll yell at you." And he was in front of all of us.
Yeah, he was doing like 7.5 minute
And then he
miles.
called
Yeah.
himself old, and he said he was 40.
Yeah.
I was like, "Where's Trey? Where's his jaw? Is it on the
It's
floor?
just
Do I
a-
need to pick it up?"
just the vernacular, you know, when you get
A
that
complete
age.
monster too. His legs are huge. They're like 2 of mine, which mine are already swole.
Yeah, he's a good follow on Strava if you need some inspiration.
Yeah. So is Skylar Como. She is a fast girl, and so is Lyndon. We love Lyndon. She's a part of our gym. She's a fast girly.
Very fast,
Very
very
fast. She ran 11 miles at a 6:50 pace, I think, for the whole 11. You ain't gonna catch me doing it. I'm gonna have to probably pass away.
motoring.
I need a
That
second
is
heart to
so-
pump to my body.
And an extra set of lungs. Yeah.
Okay, what standard are you currently building towards that might be like scary and might intimidate you? Like,
I was actually thinking about this the other day. It's like you had told me a while back, like you're kind of about where you want to be, about need to be. And then it's like, well, what happens when I reach my goal? Like what, then am I just on maintenance, for the rest of my life? And it was like, that's not such a bad thing. Maintenance is great. If you're just getting maintenance on your car's still awesome.
so many people wish they could be there.
So that's another good one you brought up. Like, if 6 months ago me could see me now, like, this is where he wanted to be. And they're like, so why would I be mad about being where I'm at now if 6 months ago me is pretty stoked about where I'm at now? So why not just keep it going?
Or also guilty of moving the goalposts. You guys made fun of me the other day because you said, when you compliment someone, you always talk about the past. And doesn't seem like a compliment, but if I only ever tell you what you're good at, most people will only ever think of that and think about how they can get better. When if you don't acknowledge where you came from, because most people aren't doing that. Almost no one sits there and says, oh, thank you for that. Here's where I used to be. Instead, you're like, thank you for that, but I could be better. So I think it's important as a coach to remind you, dude, your blood pressure's almost gone. Remember when you had to take 2 doses of what you're taking now? Some people think it's like a petty, like it's a slap in the face, but it's like, remember who you were to keep yourself where you're at, so we can also be grateful as we keep moving forward.
Yeah.
The gap in the gain, I think,
Sometimes
is
comparison is a detriment to you. Comparison is the thief of joy.
exactly.
I've heard that a lot, and the more you look back and think about it, it's true. Just be happy in the moment, be happy where you're at, and just know that there is room for improvement. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But also enjoy how far you've come.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of the book, The Gap in the Gain, and that's where I got that from, is like reminding people, where were you compared to where you are now? And then it makes it easier to be grateful for what's coming instead of being out of shame and guilt of not being where you wanted to be. And I think people just miss that so often because people just imagine this and it's like, where are you right now? Take a breath. Take a breath.
And this is such a long game.
It is very long.
It is not a magic pill or whatever, or new fad diet, that the struggle's real, man. I mean, it's you didn't get that way overnight. You're not going to get the other way overnight. It's
Nope.
a long game. And I'm realizing that, in the past 6 months to a year, and just be happy with my small incremental wins. It's not going to be a gold medal every time,
No, they say
Bronze
that
is cool too.
it is cool. They also say that the sprinters spend how many years just trying to shave 0.0001 off their sprint. They're
Yeah.
Olympic level athletes, and we're out here getting mad we can't gain 2 minutes on a mile. That's unrealistic anyway.
Yeah, I saw Usain Bolt quote from him talking about he trained, however many years to run for 6 seconds. I mean, yeah,
It's
he won, but
insanity.
it also took years
So
to
many
get
years.
that. So it's a long game,
Okay.
and that's a good thing.
It is. It's okay. You build so much character along the way, and you can't buy that anywhere. People want to buy nice things and look a certain way and be perceived a certain way without having to do the work to gain all the things that are actually admirable.
It goes back to the comparison.
It's horrible.
Just
but
be you, man.
we're gonna keep being us. That's for sure. Weird, quirky, and strange at 5 a.m.
Obnoxious at times, whatever it takes.
Whatever. Maybe
Not
not
just
that.
you. I said us.
Oh.
I said us.
Collective.
There you go.
If Ignite disappeared tomorrow, what would you take with you that did not go out right? What would you take with you that no one could ever take away? Who wrote that?
Ignite left tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I guess I would just try to find out where you're setting up camp the next time, But no, I know you'd always be a phone call away, even though you'd just send me the voicemail. But you'd send a text, what? What do you want? You might not answer, but I mean, just
Because you have the green bubbles. Oh, no. We got to set that straight right
Android
now.
for
The
life.
green bubbles piss me off, and I automatically think everyone has an attitude when the bubble is green.
there's no green bubble.
Your
Wow.
bubble is green on my phone.
No, you're the green one. I'm the blue one.
No.
Oh, is it? No, that's vice
No,
versa.
I have
Yeah.
blue when I text Apple folks. You're green, dog, and it pisses me off
Yeah.
every. I'm like, how dare he text me off that
You know what? I'm an employee
disease
now.
device?
Why don't you get me a company phone?
Oh,
And then
okay. Well, I
still
think this
don't-
is coming
still
to
don't
an
want
end right
iPhone.
now.
Yeah. What would I say? Definitely just I mean, just that hard work pays off. Just if you just keep showing up, good things will happen.
Right.
It's consistency and just doing. I don't want to say doing what's right. It sounds like a Bible quote or something, but just I know it has to be done. I'm just got to make sure it gets done.
Right. Well, I think you're a testament to the fact that growth doesn't come from comfort, and leadership definitely doesn't come from perfection. It's about showing up and just doing the work. You've grown a lot, and I called you a role model about 6 months ago.
Yeah,
you were fucking off one day in class, and I was like, Trey, but you weren't getting it. I said, hey, stop. And you froze. You were like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Principal's
and I said,
office, yeah.
You are not. Be a role model. And ever since then, you were like locked in. You changed the game since then.
It's like a shift.
I know. You were about to cry during conditioning. I think you were cursing me out a little bit in your head, looking at me like this.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. Not no more, though.
Not no more.
Not no more. Got to hold a
done.
higher standard than that one.
Getting it done.
Yeah. Well, I'm super glad we have you on the team. You're invaluable to me and everyone else. I think you encourage a lot of people to chase their potential, even if they think it's too late. Get out of the box, because, I mean, running at 50.
It's comfortable in the box.
I think it's hot. It's hot in this box now. It's hot in here.
What is
The box is uncomfortable.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
There you go. That's something Tim taught me so many years ago, and
just,
stuck with me.
Anything that's worth getting, it's probably not going to be easy. And if it is, it's probably not worth getting anyway.
Probably not. You're going to be searching later for something new anyway.
Correct. Yeah.
But thanks for doing this.
Absolutely, man.
Oh,
This
yes.
was awesome.
Yay!